Ebisha for aha Pinax TV. Going straight into the update, summary they call straight into an issue about drug trafficking Akoso from West Africa to somewhere Australia. The news we are receiving currently, and it's that there's a major actress or British obezi Australia summary there. In relation to a drug trafficking incident or transport drugs from West Africa to Australia. This drugs is amounting to 320 kilograms. So there is a video that is bringing to light why he was accused and what the issue is about. Video number.
A British actress is accused of trying to import almost $300 million worth of meth into Australia from West Africa. She was charged alongside an Adelaide couple after finding fame on a soap opera spin-off.
It's been more than 10 years since Emma Husson played Naz in an EastEnders spin-off.
Do I look like a Swedish weightlifter?
I think I got the part because the producer saw something very authentic in me and very, just very real.
He also scored a part in the Hollywood film Redemption alongside Jason Statham. Now, a real-life twist the 34-year-old's biggest fans wouldn't believe. She's accused of trying to import 320 kilograms of methamphetamine worth $296 million, disguised in sacks of charcoal. Police uncovered the drugs at Port Botany after they were shipped from Ghana. When the consignment was delivered to a storage facility at Girraween, officers were watching. The actress is accused of unpacking the drugs with a number of men before driving to a Blacktown home where she was arrested.
I do come from a traditional family, but not really as strict as how she is.
An Adelaide couple has also been charged over the plot. Husson will remain behind bars until her next court appearance in August. If convicted, she faces life in jail. Sophie Walsh, 9 News.
So that was a major actress who is a British based in Australia, somewhere there. In relation to drug trafficking, from somewhere West Africa straight to Australia. These drugs here transporters. One might ask that what's the name of the drug, what does it do, and why is a female into drug trafficking? This drug it's one drug according to health professionals, say or when you take it, it's kind of boost your energy, but our ripple effect, our side effect, sometimes it makes your teeth dark and mouth some kind of heart conditions, heart failures and all that. So that's coming from drug trafficking issue. Major one so in relation to West Africa, actress Anidinde Emma Husson or transported drugs from West Africa to Australia. So there is a news, or there is a write-up to this effect that is explaining into details what exactly happened and how it happened. So on your screen, you'll say a Ghana link shipment has been tied to a failed attempt to smuggle about 320 kg of methamphetamine into Australia, according to the AFP. So some radio shipment be try say almost ship drugs methamphetamine. I'm sure that say one drug be a kind of boost energy, but it will ripple effects, baby. But yet also say the drugs hidden in a charcoal bags were intercepted by Sydney Port Botany after being traced to containers linked to West Africa, including Ghana. So what is trying to communicate here is that as the almost transported drugs, they had made it such that it's looking like it's charcoal. It's in charcoal bags, almost transport. So it's very difficult for you to be able to know, say, there's a drug in that particular sack. Yet also say 3 people, including a UK national and Australian couple, have been charged. The consignment is estimated to be worth $296 million. Investigations are ongoing. So, involved into this particular crime scene, a UK national, we UK, Australian couple, Metrabia Okununi or some radio, Omohun Aquacoca Ejana say, Emra. there are laws that that is being gone through to be able to put them to pass. If you follow the new C0ca, as far as this issue is concerned, it's Kamia is a police and C0ca, but investigations also in relation to this to trace and then to declare explicitly said this Australian artist na Ninsa Eshasie. So she wasn't the only one police for Ensaka. A number of Ninkro for no police Ensaka in the coming days. No, it won't be easy for them after they have declared or after investigations. No one will say they are actually responsible for this particular drug, methamphetamine, more transported from somewhere West Africa as a Ghana, Hunkakra, a boom, or Modeko, Australia. So we'll follow this news keenly to see, said. Artist, actress, they'll be able to know say she's actually involved in this crime scene. I think now joining here, we were starting with a major drug trafficking incident. An artist, be an actress, be an idindi Emma Hassan, some radio as a Imra and C0ca in relation to drug trafficking, be almost transported drugs from West Africa as a Ghana who born kakra to Australia. So I mean investigations are ongoing to explore or to see whether Emma Hassan or actress she's actually responsible for it. So there is a news that is in relation to this some radio police in C0ca. But they until the investigation to know that she's actually innocent, no, they are actually not letting her go. So that's happening as far as drug trafficking incident. Because anybody they are ebeba so and they bebe biano yebema ashefo and C0ca. Yet also for the next update, we are going straight into the camp of Kennedy, Japan. Within the week na yemamu updates in relation to birthday or celebrate or call Ghana Police Headquarters a chair 15 motorbikes and a pickup Bama police for a designated or duties near there. And this issue, what we are hearing currently, what is trending or what is making Kennedy Japan trend so much is that he's sounding a straight warning to MPP. Our trauma say, see, you people have to relax. If you do not take care, he's coming out to expose them, or he's coming out to expose them in relation to some things beyond my year and all that. So this particular one in there, now he was directing it straight to MPP that they should shut up and allow him be, else he will come out and expose some scenes and issues via MPP as a political party. They are inclined towards. You can see a video number. So on your screens, it says that MPP should be careful with me, saying I'm bitter. If they provoke me, I will spill the beans all over the place. So coming from Kennedy on Japan, and now it's more or less like MPPs are beginning to bash him that he's talking too much, he's doing this too much and all that. So if they do not keep quiet, if they do not close their mouths, he's coming out to expose or spill the beans in relation to some issues. There's a particular video to this effect. We say if they do not shut up, it's more or less like a warning going to them. You could see a video number.
Would two clients and see and respect you that be doer who will be to say cock and me your tiny team. When even your better and before we are ready, they say July 2027, no action and what Ghana. You'll be surprised. You think I'm stupid? I'm stupid to come and follow you guys again? I'm stupid. Honorable. We have a 10 cases of Kennedy at the pump. No wait and see what will happen. Miss Romo, me catch Romo, me see Miss Romo happening. No wait and see. I've given you the time. Say June 2027. You see action in this country. Ma ancient. Oh, would two clients and see and respect ancient. Would two clients and see and respect you that be doer who will be to say cock and me your tiny team. When even your better and before we are ready, they say July 2027, no action and what Ghana. You'll be surprised. You think I'm stupid? I'm stupid to come and follow you guys again? I'm stupid. Honorable. We have a 10 cases of Kennedy at the pump. No wait and see what will happen. Miss Romo, me catch Romo, Miss Romo cabinet. Don't wait and see. I've given you the time. Say June 2027, you see action in this country.
Japan said in June 2027, he's going straight out to expose some of the things that MPPI. He went ahead to speak about some projects and he was trying to give them that straight bullet. Say, you were in power for 8 years. Were you able to do this or were you able to do that? And he's out to talk about it, and then you are beginning to criticize him. Into Yankoshe video, in this particular video, he went in depth to explain to Ghanaians and say, you see this, you see that. It's more or less like with MPP, they weren't good enough as far as 7 Ghana for 8 years. Yankoche sa video Imra.
President Jamini. Maybe from my side, never know. I'm only thinking of the youth of this country and not MPP. Agenda 111, Mumisa Wom, Saba Kokrom Ria. They sold Obiti contract now. Now I got home. Watching 10%. Anybody to me, we are moving about the criticizing NDC for Mimi, and we're being so there. Contract, Abraham, he said, on ye. Now on pure 11%, $55 million or 11%. And you on pure advance 7%. And so on the amount. Masa, Ghana, Eddie and Yakui. Ghana, Eddie and Yakui. Politicians, we are deceiving the general public. And we'll be a Jimmy Kamanuntu. My jeans, every Jimmy Menkasani, you know. We'll be a Jimmy scared of this country. So long as I live, na me ye Ghana ni, na me tu kwan, na me mo sani ankofo build wo mu kura. Me ma odia scare me e wo Ghana ha. I'm not afraid of anybody. I will only speak the truth. Enti so mo pa mo kan yi o ma no, na bodin agenda 111 wo mo agi ye, a wo mo ton ye. Please, Ghana. Aden mo de mo wi ana ma sorry, ba mo ko hospital wo baby. We have to be fair to Ghanaians. And we are better. Now, what do I mean? Who can say we are better? Who will be? Who will be? Now, what I catch yourself president, big one. Why in the catch yourself president in Kwa? Everybody, we are more sorry, I'm more quiet, la sulala. I'm more begging for a businessman for Sika. Come and see the people that are coming to me. Mina officer, me are better. Opposition, who is talking? Who is talking? Because I think the word to bring in Amoto. Who is defending MPP? I've been quiet. But Obia to me and Kamikasabu and show. My shadow my 18. But Obia for 1 year. Documents I'm remember out. Rather catch them say, be me a bitter.
Honorable, now 2021 on the issue of Galamsey, Okan say approach a ye yusu say ye pesi edi tu ase no emwa but rather kese say conscientize the minds of omo ye involved no mu nyina emwa ye timi etu ase
afetien yi omo se me ye becha MPP for we couldn't fight Galamsey because majority of executives in no me Galamsey and also woman control a woman platform Mr. Home then I'm go country ni sa we are more na mo be blame obi me a better said the other me say me call election me say me lose and I really don't care but I'm not going to work for MPP that mean I will have a catch say 10 cents of Canadian Japan. And then let me talk. I mean, my private said, Mimini Abronia and Kojina platforms in your campaign. Mimini Atachia and Kojina platforms in your campaign. Mimini Adrastapo and Kojina platforms in your campaign. Mimini Chairmansa and Kojina platforms in your campaign. Mimini Kota and Kojina platforms and your president Jamini. Mimi from my side, never know. I'm only thinking of the youth of this country and not MPP. Agenda 111, Mumisa Wom, Saba Kokrom Ria. They sold Obiti contract now. Now I got home. Watching 10%. Anybody to me, we are moving about the criticize the NDC for me, and we'll be so day. Contract every meeting said, on pure 11%, $55 million or 11%. And you on pure advance 7%. And so on. Masa, Ghana, Ghana, politicians, we are deceiving the general public. And Obi and Jimmy come on to. My jeans every Jimmy Menkasani, you know. Obi and Jimmy scared of this country. So long as I live, Nami Ghana ni, Nami Tukwai, Nami Musani and Kofo, building Womukura. Me ma Obi scare me, Ghana. I'm not afraid of anybody. I will only speak the truth. And so I'm promising you.
So that was Kennedy Ohene Japan. Ultra said, see, no one can scare me. No one can do anything to me. You can't tell me what to do. I've traveled out of the country and seen some of the things that are so. Or beside this MPP force agenda 111, then Galamsey issues are so it's more or less like, according to him, no, now executives of the party Nankasa, they were involved in it. So in this case, how can they say something about it? In this issue, and if you are Schwarzenegger or then Tumubi and Ultra said it's like Kennedy Japan is a hypocrite. Somewhere in Jamie, was he not the one who was campaigning around, going helter scatter from north to south and east to west? Professor Mumbotiman or a candidate for the party, he can be a president in 2028 and a whole lot. Why is that nowadays they see they were back and now bash the same political party? One time ago or some few months back, you were campaigning heavily to lead them into election. So it's like as at now, the Kennedy Japan has lost its credibility. See, he's Okanyama Bebre, if Schwarzenegger can send Bebre, if Kennedy Japan, as far as this backlash or the Kwama MPP is concerned.
You know, we should learn to look at people and tell them, nigga, stop fucking up, stop fooling. January 31st, 2026. I'm saying this with today being June 17th. That's about 5 months ago, or less than 5 months ago. This nigger was campaigning all over the country, seeking to become the flag bearer of this same NPP no Omensi Hospital, no, of this same MPP no Muja NDC for Project 2, no, of this same MPP he's lambasting. I mean, Mr. Kennedy, I think at this point in time, your credibility and Kasano, elusive value. It will interest you to stop talking about the NPP. Because we be for NPP, you were begging delegates. You are angry because we didn't make you Tom, Dick, and Harry, the flag bearer of the NPP. And I mean, when anybody is pained, they talk nonsense. They talk nonsense. Said your NPP need to be an udun koto jogu from the sabo on sayem. Boa proper chow. Say a man medi a cronfo ya no. Na wunye cronfo a. Kabe fa kasa opeso bedi a cronfo ano. Wunye sisifo a. En kabe fa kasa obedi a sisifo ano. En cronfo multimedia project at all. For more selfish interest. Wunye selfish a. En kabe fa kasa obedi masa hey masa. Martin we beza. Monkotina geto na muntonwi. The base, my said ye say, Moody be a friend of skunk, a free Jamaica. Moody Baba Ghana near Beton because time and I'm in skunk, a bini Ghana. Moi said you have only one business and one business. Supply foreign weed to Ghana. And stop talking shit, nigga. Stop talking shit. Kennedy, wouldn't run outside me, New Jersey. Mini be middle. Nigga, go and sit down.
to Canadian or in Japan. Our says, see, go and find somewhere and sit down. Few months back, you were all over trying to sympathize with MPP, tell them to vote for you, do this, do that. So as at now, dear Canadian Japan, you've lost your credibility. In the same issue, Anna, one political communicator or MPP, political mavis, a number of people know him as such. Also then I know too much. It's more or less like Canadian Japan when you and I say old age is catching up with him. That is why he's kind of talking so much about MPP this, MPP that, and a whole lot. And she's not the only one. A number of MPP sympathizers. And your manual to me says, see, if you have an issue with the party, you shouldn't go to public and wash the party's dirty linen outside or in public. So what Canadian Japan is doing here for them, they are not in support of it. But a fraction also supports what he's doing, trying to expose some of the ills of the MPP. So it's more or less like he's having support from here, from there. Almost supporting almost disagree with what he's doing, and so that's happening at the camp of Canadian Japan. Our say, people are beginning to bash him here, but for him, he's standing as a Ghanaian, he's standing as somebody who supports Ghana, who loves Ghana. So he wants to expose some of the ills of MPP, and then MPP is not the only political party he's going to come at. So MPP, NDC, so he feels that it's out of play, or they are not treating Ghanaians right. He will come out and speak about it for people to know that he is not only doing one-sided kind of thing. So there are a number of things that he's trying to expose. So in the same issue, and a political maybes MPP communicator or then Anuatu be say Kamia say old age is catching up with Canadian Japan or Kasadodo. Yenko video number.
Yeah.
Osa quoting is a chairman of the Defense and Interior Committee or the cancer MPP for and sick site what cry 8 years da and a walker. Now the young year see a crank as a penny chantro. And I say, be an baby, and never be enough because yini.
Okay.
And generally be a man can't do statement. You never walk away and now refi because of a yini. Because she say yini. And you never blow one rebe fee. Yes, you're
So that was political maybes. It's like Canadian Japan. Old age is actually catching up with him. And now say is more or less like so what he's saying is actually not true. There is a post to this effect. It's talking about how false what Canadian Japan is talking about is coming from a news portal. What Canadian Japan is talking about is that MPP did not do this. No, it's actually not true. So look on your screens. On your screen says that Canadian Japan's claim that MPP government didn't do anything in 8 years to complete a Afari hospital is false. So this post Canadian Japan here all kind this here saying this here say Afari hospital no MPP before anya hwe found no it's more or less like entrobi na say so this is what is coming from the camp of Kennedy or Henny Japan. So some media, it's more or less like there's some heat up in MPP as a party. Some of it is more or less like backlashes. Ekwama Kennedy Japan say or Kasadodo. And I said, you can and all that. So, wrapping up on that, that is what is coming from the camp of Kennedy or Henny Japan. Some radio yet was one go straight into the camp of the education minister. Some radio, education minister, say obi areas kwana say candidates be SHS. Some yesterday, you say. Senior high school for an SHS for Wasino. Final batch but is a number of people go to the campus to show love to their their kids who sat for the exam. Ebi mo the bouquet of money ebi mo so the cars near their oh, they are trying to appreciate the efforts of their kids. So there is a communique that is stating clearly that some of these things should be banned. And this particular act of parents, obi or your mother, obi or your father, nafe ne ba area school or call her the bouquet of money and the car one say or the car appreciating the back and answer or the call congratulating the back. So coming from the education minister, we're having a dream, so trying to say this particular thing has to be banned or is not permitted in the coming years. No, it's not something that they'll smile at all. So there is one. So on your screen, it says I can. So there is this news happening that the Minister for Education, Harry Idris, said this particular acts from parents, from mothers, from fathers, students, we school, obi be corner the bouquet of money, obi so the car, obi so doing something so someone will say beautiful to appreciate to appreciate how well their kids sat to write the exam. There is a particular report on this issue there. Education Minister said this particular act there, it's not something they are going to smile at. It's not something they are going to be encouraging in the coming years, that people or parents should be doing this. To others, it has raised a whole lot of alarm on social media. A section of people are saying that, oh, well, it's a parent trying to appreciate the efforts of their child to sit for Wasiwako school. SS 3 years now we school now or by appreciating with money, with a car and a whole lot. It's something that is, it's okay. This let's produce the communique no better screens so education ministry and education ministry.
Osa quoting is a chairman of the Defense and Interior Committee or the cancer MPP for and sick site what cry 8 years da and a walker. Na the young year see a crank as a penny chantro. And I say, be an ame papa be an ame bu ho anafo na because oh nyini. Okay. And je be a man can do statement. Be an ame bu okra we na refi because of a nyini. Because she say oh nyini. Nti neme bebre ho ani re be fi. O man ka say report. Yes, you
All right, yeah, to also concern from one night, yeah, go straight into the camp of the education ministry. Some radio there has been some jubilation on the side of kids or candidates who sat for the WASI. People are jubilating here and there that only WASI as at yesterday, the final batch of those that sat for 2026 WASI media. Now, so jubilation here and there after all, they are done with school now, life continues and all that. So this same issue, and education minister Harry Idris or said they are condemning or they are banning people or parents who go to schools, senior high schools, to appreciate their awards, say, with bouquet of money, with cars, and a whole lot, say, with school. Some of these things, they are not going to smile at it as a ministry at all, and it's not something they are going to be encouraging. So the Education Minister, Haruna Idris, on your screen, he says that the Education Ministry suspends graduation ceremonies across all senior high schools over recent excessive display of wealth. So coming from the Education Ministry there, everything around graduation ceremonies, Obiere Senior High School, Okako appreciating with money, with car, with this, with that. This particular act coming from parents or guardians, it is something they are suspending. They are suspending. This issue has raised a number of concerns. Social media, see, I am a parent and I want to appreciate my child with money. I want to appreciate my child with car. It's at my own expense. Why should the ministry be concerned about this particular issue? Because it is my child and I choose to do what I want with her. Other people so trying to say this is going to be more or less like it's going to be demeaning to students. Parents, they can't afford buying a bouquet of flower, a bouquet of this, to buy a car for them and a whole lot. So a number of reactions. So as far as this particular issue is concerned, there's a communique to this effect, which is coming from the Ministry of Education. So let's look on your screen. It says that Ghana Education Service. So it is a press release. Say ban on post-examination flamboyant celebrations on school premises. So this particular communique, almost Education Ministry said they are banning everything flamboyant about going to celebrate your child after senior high school. Management of the Ghana Education Service has observed with concern an emerging trend of parents and guardians engaging in flamboyant celebration on their children's completion of senior high school. Such opulent displays are characterized by the presentation of expensive gifts such as motor vehicles, money bouquets to their children or what on school premises. So GES and Ghana Education for a try, it has come to their notice, say there's something like this going on. Akalabia years na ye the car call a be one my the bouquet of money or flowers are called flamboyantly displaying it to the public. They have seen it. So to us also with while management is not against the practice of parents and guardians celebrating achievements of their children or what, management is against the practice of such ostentatious display of parents on school premises. So GES, they do not have an issue with you celebrating your child because we are senior high school, but their concern and their issue is that going to the campus to flamboyantly let the public know, it should be on camera, say you're giving your child a car, you're giving your child this, for that they do not want it. See, in order to ensure that this practice does not gain roots in the school culture, management wishes to inform the general public that henceforth post-examination celebrations that are characterized by lavish presentation of items such as motor vehicles to students are prohibited on school campus. GES stressed they do not want this particular issue to go on. So now they are banning it. They do not want to see it at all on campuses of senior high school. Candidates be school na parents or guardians, somebody cars near their flamboyant gifts for them from now they are prohibiting it. They do not want to see it on their campuses. See, heads of schools who allow this practice on their campus will be sanctioned. And so your head teacher or senior high school now share not this particular act at also a campus that you be sanctioned by Ghana Education Service. Schools are designed to promote social equalizers where merit and personal effort take priority over economic status. Ostentatious display of wealth by parents on school premises creates visible socio-economic divisions, shifts focus from academic achievement to financial privilege, and can foster psychological distress among students whose parents are not able to compete in such flamboyant celebrations. So coming from GES, and they have a number of reasons why they do not support this particular act from parents and guardians. It kind of creates tension with students. Parents, psychologically, they become like they become, it creates that division. So in school, say they are foreseeing that in the coming years it will look like there will be that division from the upper class and the lower class, the rich and the poor. So from the word go, from now, they are not encouraging it at all. So management counts on the usual cooperation of parents, guardians, and other stakeholders. So head of public relations, Daniel Finney, and way Everton Bonson. So GES continue to count on parents, on guardians, and stakeholders. For them, they do not want. Yes, you can celebrate your child because we're going to school 3 years. I was senior high school, and now we're year school, and now we're celebrating. For that, they do not have an issue. But bringing those flamboyant gifts or items to the campus, for that, they do not want to see it. They are prohibiting it, and then in the coming years, it's not something they are going to smile at. Oh, your head teacher now share not weighing cost what you be sanctioned. There are a number of videos how some of these parents went to the campus of the senior high schools to celebrate their awards with flamboyant gifts, some giving them iPhones, a bit more music, huge amounts of money. Ebi so the cars, Toyota, they celebrate or senior high school. Let's go and watch some of these videos and masses here.
Nice to see the day the universe
Okay, so those were some scenes about some of the things that echo. So it was some senior high school. Come to talk of Yasantua Senior High School, Pokuwari Senior High School, and a number of senior high schools. Ghana has a parents echo to campuses of senior high schools of the awards. Echo chair and echo mom. Cars, flowers, money. Some even give them iPhone 17. Some of the awards iPhone 17 to congratulate them that they are done with their wasi, and then they love them, showing appreciation here and there. So those were some of the things that Ghana Education Service that particular communique about your some of these issues they are not going to encourage in their campuses at all, because it creates social economic divisions at our campuses. And so henceforth such acts from parents say obey school now congratulating our school now the car they say you shouldn't go there. If you want to appreciate your child, the school or the campus of the senior high school shouldn't be a place where you go to congratulate your ward. Yet also concern from Nasa media call straight into the camp of Christo Asafo, the late Safo Kantanka. Sorry, we all know that somewhere September last year and Safo Kantanka yeshre na nase owuye, and there has been series of updates about the funeral of the late Safo Kantanka. Recently neba address Safo kra edeba mountain so say 30th to 31st of July there. So in the news now she was trying to explain say check with the funeral of their father, and he say I say so they have to come on board to fix a particular date a very favorable. In this particular case a section of the church, so on your screen it says that 2 Christian members dragged church to court over succession dispute. So 2 members of the Christian court, they have gone to court to drag the church. Say the reason one might ask, say why did they go to court to drag the church? Kamia is a section of the church. No, they want to the late Safo Kantanka the next superintendent of the church. And says, see, the church has constitution. The number of rules they have put in place. I was say, follow to ensure that the next person always succeed. It is according to the constitution of the church. But Kamia say some of the things going on, they do not like it, or it's not something that the constitution of the church supports it. So they went to court with this particular issue, and court at the injunction actual installation of the next superintendent of the Christo Asafu church. So that is what is. There is a particular communique to this effect. A church remove how they are planning to install the late Safo Kantanka Neba as the next superintendent of the church, and why it is against the rules or the constitution of the church. So it's not something this particular 2 people on your screen. So say 2 Christians have members drag check to court over succession disputes. So these 2 people try. It's more or less like the constitution among phobia of the church, and some leaders of the church at their tone chain and one kasa say court injunction stops planned installation of Nana Kojo Safo Akofena as priest to Asafu leader. So court not the injunction at so say any point say ma neba and Safo Kantanka Neba the next superintendent of the church. So in the community culture, say an attempt by some elders of the priest to Asafu mission to install Israel Kojo Safo, popularly known as Nana Kojo Safo Akofena, as successor of the late Apostle Emeritus Dr. Engineer Kojo Safo has been halted by the High Court injunction pending the determination of a legal challenge over whether the move complies with the church's constitution. So there's that injunction that has been put on the church, or has been put to ensure that the late Apostle Kojo Safo Nebano obey the next person obeying Adio. So 2 senior members. Okay, so court document cited by Ghana Web shows that Kweku Ejeni Mbwateng, a former deputy secretary of Crystal Asafo Mission and Set Appear Richard Brown have filed challenging the legitimacy of the succession process following the death of the church founder, Apostle Emeritus Dr. Engineer Kojo Safo in September 2025. So, omo this issue we equal court no formal secretary Nidinde Richard Appear and Nidinde Set Appear and amode sa issue we akokota for them they do not agree with the succession channel omo follow say omo bema ne ba no the next leader of the church. Also there's huge file that the High Court in Accra names Crystal Asafo Mission of Ghana Israel Kojo Safo, also known as Nana Kojo Safo Akofena, Festus Owusu Bedu, Dr. Kweku Adu Odro, and Herbert Intifo as defendants. So those that were defending the courts, the cause, as somebody issue now court down courts, Omudi and na ewa. So according to the statement of claim, the plaintiffs contend that while Israel Kojo Safo had at one point been designated as successor by the founder, amendments made to the church's constitution in 2024 altered the line of succession and rendered him ineligible to assume the leadership. So, omotra, as at time, the late Kojo Safo Tiaseno, there were plans underway, some nebano, where the next successor, but after omo constitution, omo year in 2024, no, when they started using it, that particular thing, it does not make him, it does not give him the chance to be the next successor of Nepapa. So the plaintiff argued that the 2024 Constitution Amendment represented the final and deliberate wishes of Apostle Kojo Safo regarding the future leadership of the church and must therefore be strictly ahead. So according to this particular part, somewhere in 2024, amendments Constitution, in that amendment, the wish of the late Apostle Kojo Safo, that was the final thing. Not opposite, so what that particular thing should be what they had to institute, is what they had to implement as far as the next person to succeed him is actually concerned. So they further allege that despite the constitutional changes, plans have been put in place to install the late Apostle Kojo Safo's son as the next successor. So that is what is happening currently in the Crystal Asafo Church. So if this is your first time hearing about the Crystal Asafo Church, it's one church that has been in place since 1971. And in Ghana, they have about 137 branches. So that is the late Apostle Kojo Safo's son, always so with the late father. And so these two defendants only issue court, what they are trying to put across and say for them, there's a particular constitution the church follows or the church adheres to. A Kamia says some fraction of the church, they want to put things aside and do things their own way by installing or making it in the back. No, the next person obedina. So for them, they do not agree to this particular thing happening at all. So that happening currently at the Crystal Asafo Court, Asafo Church. I think I will join in India. There's some kind of fraction, there's some kind of hitches going on in the Crystal Asafo Church. As far as the next person, the late Apostle Kojo Safo is concerned. So some parts of the church are not two leaders or former leaders of the church at the church now court for them they disagree with the late son Odinade and a whole lot happening at the Crystal Asafo Church. So wrapping up on that is what is currently happening at the Crystal Asafo Church. Yet also our concern from one. Now some radio when this particular ruling government there was a major person that they were dragging helter scatter, they were dragging here and there. Say we diga na sika why you see and this Kennedy Japan. Hey, sorry. Ken Oforiatta, our former finance minister of Ghana. NDC for bar government, it's more or less like they've dragged him here and there, claiming that he's done this, he's done that, and all that. So currently, what is happening as far as Ken Oforiatta is concerned is that it's more or less like he's been able to secure permanent residency at the United States of America. So on your screen, it says that U.S. court approves Ken Oforiatta's permanent residency application. So what is happening currently is that it's more or less like US for what we are receiving now. Instead, they've approved his permanent application to stay there permanently. When this particular issue came up, it's become more or less political. People saying this, that is more or less like the OSP, as the so and as what they are expecting the OSP, Office of the Special Prosecutor, or that's not what the OSP is doing. So the OSP so say what people are trying to point fingers at, said they've not been able to do their part in jailing Ken Oforiatta. For them, they are doing what they are supposed to do. But in the coming days, we'll hear from them and all that. So, let's look at this particular publication coming from the OSP. The Office of the Special Prosecutor has taken a keen media report and publication attributed to a law firm in Ghana that Mr. Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta has been granted permanent residency in the United States, resulting from immigration courts finding that it did not find a criminal charges filed by the OSP in Ghana against Mr. Atta credible. So coming from the OSP, what is circulating that Ken Oforiatta has gotten permanent residency or USA? For them, they have seen it, but their charges against Oforiatta and it's not in relation to what is happening there. So to us say, the OSP states that it is not involved in immigration hearings in the United States involving Mr. Oforiatta. The OSP's involvement is in respect to extradition proceedings against Oforiatta through the Attorney General as the central authority. So coming from the OSP, for them, they have seen the circulation going on around. People are celebrating it that after all, OSP dragging here and there. Could see saying at the end of the day, Ken Oforiatta has been able to secure permanent residency. For that permanent residency, it's not part of the mandate as far as the crime they are allegation against him is concerned. So the OSP states that the extradition packet is not before the immigration court, and the credibility or otherwise of the criminal charges against Mr. Oforiatta would be determined by the court of Ghana, who have jurisdiction to determine his guilt or innocence. So the issue about Ken Oforiatta, it's not part of immigration at USA. So issues around him, his alleged criminal staff, some accusing of. So the final judgment is supposed to come from Ghana. It is Ghana, the court of Ghana, the jurisdiction of Ghana, and they declare whether Ken Oforiatta is guilty or is innocent of the crimes or more accusing. Also further, Mr. Oforiatta still remains a citizen of Ghana, and he is still amenable to be extradited to Ghana if so decided by extradition courts in the United States of America. So that is what is coming from the OSP. Our mutual say yes. After this publication coming out, say Ken Oforiatta has secured permanent residency. For them, they have seen it, but what they are accusing Ken Oforiatta of, it's not in relation to the immigration he's been able to immigration cases in USA. For them, if they are able to put all their findings together, Ken Oforiatta will come back to Ghana and then he will face penalty or he will face whatever he has been accused of. So these were some of, on your screens, these were some of the things that was circulating about his name, his identity, his age, and a whole lot. And the reason why they're actually accusing him or they want him, also this suspect is wanted to answer charges in relation to several cases, including strategic mobilization, GRE contract, termination of ECG box, contracts, national cathedral payments, ambulance procurement and contracts, and tax-free fund account utilization. So this particular flyer was circulating as and when OSP shares say almost shaken Uforiata. So the OSP is claiming that they still hold on to what they are accusing Ken Ofori-Atta of, but it's not in relation to immigration issues that people are trying to associate it with. Say OSP hasn't been able to do what they are supposed to do. So after finally he's been able to secure permanent residence. So coming from OSP, for them, they have seen what is going on, but when they are done gathering their facts and figures, they will still invite Ken Ofori-Atta, and if they have to if he's innocent or he's guilty, they would be able to make decisions on that. So in this issue about Ken Ofori-Atta and Kevin Taylor, Edwin Anua Tumubi, or Trent Adrian about Ken Ofori-Atta, what he's been accused of, what he's done, and what the OSP's position about this particular issue. Yankosha Sabi Dionima.
You see, U.S. court approves Ken Ofori-Atta's permanent residency application. Yeah, sorry, and it is say Ken Ofori-Atta lawyers actual statement be about say the U.S. government or America issue a year permanent residency ediama Ken Ofori-Atta. Sa application or the two or my grante say Bema Ken Ofori-Atta green card to become a permanent residence in the United States of America. Well, I want to ask you now, I bro for 7 ma and they're sorry, na Ken Ofori-Atta, the lawyers at the Krata Baba Tobontene, and my news for report to say, a year former finance minister Odi Ghana sikasem enim Odie Obiana Ebeka say money box in Kutano, Ekufu the power from 2017 to 2024. Now handle Ghana sikasem, Sikebia edidi Juma Ghana efan in Semuno. NPP are buying free power and a free Ghana or better America. Yani Ghana for action bia say Ombra. Now Sebio Juma de Odi year from 2017 to 2024 no. Omme provincial Ghana for say or no Ken Ofori-Atta. Oni Bawumia. Any MPP for no area sika ome bien krata mu na onkyere se sika no adekodienti a ekaba ha emfaso ba ha sika de shade nsem wenwie bi wanfa bi anya bi ombra keke mechirem owie a onsanko America no Ken Ofori-Atta amba ose onye ema Ken Ofori-Atta betena America mende wa press America for emma de baby ntina afebo se ne be ya Ghana na Obedi Yesika Samso enim eye finance minister for 8 years Odeba Omia etna economic management team etna cabinet edwendwene Ghana sika ho ebo Ghana ho bra for 8 years or say America for money baby ntina feball na Ghana ne die lalai enya de obeba inti ene sorry no eye diabeti nyina African Ofori-Atta lawyers no say ende America for amman krata and she say, Obitima Traha ye Juma, Emma so yan adwene so onko Ghana biem kra obi aniwa obetumi atatano. Now, see a green card and on say yentumi extradite. Meaning, say Ghana government still almost pursue extradition of Ken Ofori-Atta. It's a path they can still take. Because being granted a green card does not exclude you from extradition. If the country omo person mo be foul edeko by force ede ene embranu kodino omo engina so ankasa na se omo ne America for no tenase di nko na America for no se engina so no emu eden a oman no eni eye de authority bia se omo betumi a prevent Ghana man se omo fa Ken Ofori-Atta ko but also TB bia se Ken Ofori-Atta time na MPP power Ken Ofori-Atta was part of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo Bawumia symposia, exhibitions, talk shows, everything. In fact, Ken Ofori-Atta was part of the series of demonstrations I in Ghana, catch say he is back to serve his motherland. He is a patriot. Ghana and waba opese awesome. Inti yantam to me meku for na ombeye finance minister. So we saw so many demonstrations at Kenofuriata LED. Now catch Ghana for say Montuma MPP because no memwa den. Omo no mudi musu ye NDC for no. Omo nomo. Ye na ye Ghana for ye dog Ghana ye chim for. Ye na mudi to minima ya ye betube yi yakumem because Ghana ye do. Kenofuriata LED demonstrations.
Which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level. Which were really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it because we cannot, as a nation that deserves so much more, come to this level. I'm working for really bad times where we all slept at the petrol station. So that's indication that, you really need to get up and talk about it because we cannot, as a nation that deserves.
This is when Akufo-Addo was in opposition. Ken Ofori-Atta led demonstrations telling Ghana for we are the people who love Ghana. And the other way Ghana ni. But you ask yourself, obi a wabe my 8 years. So many times when your opportunity or the Bible na Ghana for kasaye, or chere se o enyamsumni or enyamsroni, de oye ama ye nyina eye na kumem ene na kumem fita or di Ghana for. In fact, Ken Ofori-Atta kache say ejuma oye ma ekra wanji pay because na oye de otunu ho ache. Oye ejuma ma at a point or kache say when tia no ho ka wa ma no ho salary, meaning ejuma eye de Yesu Kristo beye ye no enu abi na Ken Ofori-Atta beye sa ehu che ejuma ana dedication ejuma selflessness ejuma sa ejuma ya ya ketua Yesu beye bi wa asase no so no 2016 Ken Ofori-Atta kache Ghana for say oba beye bi ama Ghana ema ye de tumi ma MPP no ye be ne finance minister no o say pay kura onje na oye ejuma no acheye. Ken Ofori-Atta ready budget upon budget. LED delegation upon delegation. LED policy upon policy. Introduce different policies, interventions. Ken Ofori-Atta was the head of Ghana C0ca. Ye pie kwa bruchire ni ekodi sika ho nkoma ono ene di sa nkoma no. Bebi a ye di sika to, de ne ye di sika ye, emfaso e ba so, e ka kakra ba ye, nyoma ye di sika nyan ono ena na sebio ohweso. For 8 years, Ken Ofori-Atta etna economic management team one baomia and a chair sa management committee no. One baomia na anadwo bia omu hia ehwe Ghana nkrata mu sikasem. Ken Ofori-Atta ene Mahmoud Baumia 2020 etna se drafty policy a almost adeba election 2020 mu. Mahmoud Baumia ene Ofori-Atta etna se every single day discuss Ghana sikasem our cabinet. After Obu free power no, Ken Ofori-Atta free Ghana betna brochire. Ema yeni ya Ghana nyina pa Ken Ofori-Atta che wo se Ken. Nipa bi keka nsem bi. OSP de nkrata bi abontene ka nsem bi ato wo so. Woni Ken na yenim na wonji salary. Woni Ken na de bi obekan budget na wo ye dey ukoti Bible quotations. Woni Ken Ofori-Atta na unya COVID-19 yarea na uwu. Okache Ghana for say you will serve us till you die. Oni Ken Ofori-Atta na wo che say o de no kure na edi yesika semenim. Intende OSP de nsem bi toto so. Na se wo ugidi pa se osuma wo besum ya wanji pay. Osuma wo besum ya na wunua na Akufo-Addo a na wo da cabinet ano. Osuma wo besum ya na wo hwe Ghana sikasem nyina so no. Se osuma obesum ye na esompa wanfa sika bia ohuson a brafie keke na bra na beyi wono ho ano na wo wi a bebia opese okotene bia akotena every say ansa na wo beji tumi no ka che se Ghana ho do In fact, uji 2 minukrano, ubejina parliament biya, na ubu o the Bible chere say, onyankopon namu, ana you were walking in the shoes of Christ. Now the nukre fine AD sikasemeni. Enti time OSP started say ordin samotos no. You expect, and as a Ghana forwards were expecting say at least can Oforiata will just come back home and prove to Nenyankopon. Nenyankopon no quoting every day in parliament. Nenyankopon na debi odeka che say ono na sebio ohwe nim emane bedi Ghana sikasem so. At least can you prove to ono ne ho nebusiafo, especially Mahamudu Bawumia onini ye adwuma and oba in flag bearer to come and prove to Ghana for say on the MPP for on the Bawumia and Kufuado Omambo Ghana Chrono. But this is the case where Ken Oforiata says say Obeba Ghana dear Anka US for money green card no ontna. Are you not shocked? Are you not worried? Are you doesn't this worry you? Now, the biggest question here is, does it worry the flag bearer of the NPP? Does he see it as a problem to his political career? Does the flag bearer who worked with Ken Oforiatta for 80 years, an integral member of the economic management team, who worked with Ken Oforiatta on budgets, who worked with Ken Oforiatta in cabinet, ask this question. Inti Mahamudu Bawumia, when he sees this, said the finance minister that he worked with, the whole Ghana, they were telling Ghana for say, they were managing the economy and were not stealing from Ghana. But I say Inti Bawumia, when he sees these things, doesn't it worry him?
So that was Kevin Taylor. Our trainer doing say what is happening as far as Ken Oforiatta's allegations or criminal offenses are concerned. It's something that should raise an alarm. It's something that would worry the National New Patriotic Party in future. So it's something that the party leaders have to pay keen attention to, because that Ken Oforiatta a few years back, finance minister, the Bible, for him, he's serving the country with his minds and his heart, and a whole lot. What is happening currently is something that is shameful, is something that is not right, it's something that has to be looked at very well. So that's wrapping up on that. Yeah, it was all concern from one. Now we are still going straight to the camp of the New Patriotic Party, particularly about Kennedy Ejapon. These few days, it's more or less like he's been trending. Yamamu news about the backlashes on warning MPP for say they should be warned. And next year in June 2027, he's coming at them and a whole lot. Kennedy Japan has said a number of things that our church says, see, you MPP people, you have to be careful. I'm warning you, people should stay out of my game and a whole lot. So in this issue, and some high leaders of the New Patriotic Party, and advise Dr. Bawumia, our flag bearer, or say, see what is happening, and some of these staffs coming from Kennedy Japan is something that we shouldn't tolerate. It's something that we should actually halt. We should actually look at removing him from the New Patriotic Party. He's not supposed to be there. So a number of people, and as a high officials from the New Patriotic Party, are beginning to advise Dr. Bawumia, say Wimbe Koswa, what's Kennedy Japan is saying here and there, something that is going to raise an alarm, something that is going to affect the party come 2028 election. So something has to be done. Say they should ban him, and I say almost sacking him from the New Patriotic Party. You can share this particular video and how Dr. Bawumia responded to this kind of claims coming from high officials of the New Patriotic Party. You can share video number.
We've done our major elections, in fact, the most crucial elections, early. So we have a bit of time to consolidate the party. Yeah. And the flag bearer is quietly engaged in that effort. Many of the things that he is doing to bring everybody assuage feelings, because losing the major elections like that is not easy. He is embarking on them quietly. Some of them have come to the fore. Meetings that he's had with various personalities who have felt alienated from the NPP and not bringing in what they can. He's meeting all of them. Some of them have come out, and I'm sure you've seen many of them. But beyond that, he's meeting a lot more that haven't come out. Quiet, on the quiet. He's met with the people who contested him, and behind him formed queues of supporters. He's met with all of them. He's met with Kennedy Ajapong. He's met with Brian Achampong. He's met with Kwabena Ajapong, and
Dr.
Educhum and all of that. And they are supporters to. If you take communication, many of their spokespersons and active communicators are part of the team now, and so it's a continuing effort. And I believe that when the hurt feelings have been assuaged and so on, people, it always happens. Sometimes
some observers have suggested that the Honorable Kennedy Ajapong has maintained a relatively low profile in the party's efforts to regain power following his defeat to Dr. Bawumia in the presidential primaries. Do you agree with that assessment? And in your view, has Dr. Bawumia's camp done enough to, as it were, bring him on board, actively engage him in the campaign? Because recently he publicly criticized the NPP over the stalled projects such as the Afari military hospital. Do you see his comments as constructive criticism or a sign of unresolved tensions?
There are people in the NPP who raise issues about the NPP. We hope that those issues are raised internally, that's within the NPP, but you don't always have it like that. Recently, the two cabinet ministers raised, in fact, took their own government to task over this, the treatment of suspects. You remember, two cabinet ministers came out to say that what their own government is supervising is very, very wrong. So I'm sure they could have expressed those views internally, but they chose to do it publicly. Some will say, look, internal democracy, once it doesn't degenerate into beyond a certain point, and so raising issues about how the party or the government could have done it better in public, like I'm saying, we hope that it's done internally, but once in a while people on the spare. But look, I was at a meeting when the Dr. Bawumia met with Kennedy Ajapong. It was a very cordial meeting. He said to Dr. Bawumia that he wanted to take a quiet time, and that at the appropriate time he'll come on board. Many a time, some of these things are said as outbursts, with a bit of anger and so on. But when the anger cools down, people will then act in a certain frame. So I am not particularly worried about some of these things. People who come out, look, a lot of things were said against Dr. Bawumia by sitting members of parliament. I don't want to repeat some of them, but some of them were really vicious.
They were.
Even his wife was attacked. Some even tried to tag his wife as a foreigner who would not bring anything to internal elections, but people were able to do, and I'm sure from all sides, people purported to support this candidate. But these are all internal matters. We have a council of elders, very, very vibrant council of elders that consists of very seasoned people and they are going to be seized with the job of bringing everybody on board.
Right. Now, is there sufficient space within the party for dissenting voices without being viewed as disloyal? Because if you monitored this morning,
every organization, you are not going to think alike. But you want that is handled internally. So every party knows that we are there because we believe in a cause, not because we all think alike.
Right.
We believe in a cause. So once in a while it happens. It's how you deal with it. And like I'm saying, the NPP has a very good infrastructure in the body of the Council of Elders, and I'm sure they'll be seized with this. Give it a little bit of time and you'll see.
All right. So for those of you who were wondering whether the Honorable Kennedy Japan has been spoken to or not, Honorable Akumia has revealed here that he actually said he wanted to take a little break and that he will come back.
So that was a response coming from a top-notch MPP MPP stalwarts. Say yes, people are beginning to say that it's like Baumia or their flag bearer on banning Kennedy Japan from the MPP party because he's saying too much and not say or China say. So there have to be some measures to put him aside or to remove his political colors, if I may say so. So it's something that is going on in the space. People are beginning to say this and that about Kennedy Japan because they feel he's talking too much. And the way he's warning the New Patriotic Party, say next year in June he's going to expose so much, it's raising an alarm. So the MPP stalwarts or leaders of the MPP, it's high time say make a decision, say removing the political colors or set him aside or expose him that he's actually not part of their party anymore. And the same issue and a concerned Ghanaian on also then or say what Kennedy Japan is doing is actually something that we should clap for, we should celebrate, because he's one of the politicians who puts aside politics and say what it is, whether it is this or this. For him is somebody that we have to hail because he does not put on political colors and now because say a same way or MPP MPP for their own KB, and as there's something going wrong in the New Patriotic Party, because he's an MPP person, so he has to be celebrated. Or try not just to say NDC for and will be coming out and over out say or cassette here and as or expose some of the things NDC for would they be happy about it and how well would they treat them? So he mentioned a number of things in this video. Or try to say it's high time that we as Ghanaians we should wear our Ghanaian cap or shoes or dresses to show that we are Ghanaians rather than speaking beside or speaking behind, standing behind a particular political party. Now we praise them, yeah, the bonnet card, then you are hailing them and he said a number of things.
MPP4, I've got a question for you guys. On the way, Honorable Kennedy Japan or two more party me, Bibi Mkoya or Bash and Crawford. Yan fan there, in Kasoye NDC and Koya demo NDC party more. In the way now, a more bashing them. And come bashing at them, another and come back at the upper paid a real power. There is one reason in Taba Panamon Penasem. There is one reason in Taba Panamon Penasem. Before now I'm about done, let me talk about why he's trending in the first place. There is one hospital called the Afari Military Hospital which has been abandoned. MPP for Kohokoye protest there about an non-continue non-commission view. Okoko do when they showing Ghanaians that Charlie they care about the country and all that, which is a good thing. Opposition saw us all my abandoned pressure on Yejuma. I love it because of Ghana. But here is where I draw the line. If that protest is just to serve a political agenda, I mean, walk first, and then there, challenge coffee, why are they at them hospital there, washing away if you until Honorable Kennedy Japan, the interview. Okay, MPP, what time war power 8 years now, that hospital was abandoned.
As a hospital been there for 15 months. We were there for 8 years. You didn't do it. NBC started this. Why didn't you complete it? You were there for 8 years, you didn't complete it.
Me and Ghana who first. Me enjoy them MPP, NDC politics. All the say chrono.
We are not doing politics. I'm speaking the truth. This is Ghana. Stop that. We will criticize NDC, we will criticize MPP. That's the only way to go.
Asma papa yi kainin. time na papa no can no be gina nature obunani honorable come I cannot say hey stop blinking your eye I mean can no kwara na me yen fio.
Don't blink your eye. See, when I mentioned MPP, he was blinking his eye. Why do you want me to criticize MPC and leave MPP? When I know that both parties, they didn't do the right thing for the country.
We were an MPP for soldier gonna do. Or started the war yan. Young go back to question na maybe sir from the beginning there. C0ca, Canada, Japan, call NDC, and Anka Oya the Madana. Like, will you call him the realist, or you would have bashed him the way you are bashing him now? The agenda is to come to power and make money for yourselves. It is not about the country Ghana. Inti se obi wo mumu na se onye team player na o start there or kasa against inyeme bia mo yepe na mubuefu. Because script na ma try to honor, he's not following it. And that is the one reason in ta mumpenasem. C0ca pe Ghana asempa anka bisa ho de asem ya Canada Japan kan nka no bono wo minye mo he. To be very honest with you, Oba out your back the oba spill the beans agenda 10107 11107. I didn't like it.
Ghana for person mutie ni ya. Mumi say agenda 111. Omu to be completely back na. Omu ton contract no and other people 10%. Ghana, me say agenda NPP for they should be careful with me. Say maybe you're better. Only a mess beans all over the place. Now when the culture say, me manya president Jamini, maybe free me sight never know. I'm only thinking of the youth of this country and not NPP. And before we are ready, me say June, July 2027, me no more action. I will Ghana. You'll be surprised. You think I'm stupid?
Say agenda bi wo ho na say inyama bi akokodo a abenti na ede twen na obufu ansa na daba. Say Ghana ede bash instant and ede twen na bibi sansa. However, I understand that sometimes no ede o play that team member to a certain extent. But here dey obodu baby no nso no obetawo aponchene ebeje war. Nti metena ase from baby ofi by there obespill beans and however, me feel there Ghana in there etwen na asem ba ansa na ede nsama ba. But doesn't change the fact that the man is somebody who says it as it is. And that is why I like him. And you see, it's so funny. Most of you guys who are insulting him on social media are youth who should fight for the common goal of making Ghana great. But you don't know that subconsciously, you are fighting for somebody who is wrecking the nation. These political parties. But I've come to understand, most of the youths in the country are fools. Nyansa foka create bi na hu de won kwete won tum nko entokwa nte de wa line no so discan bi no woko chale ose ani na ya sen wi ase no mbia bibro we botu move akọ. The way the youths are getting involved in politics now and they are getting involved in the wrong way, it is dangerous. You might not know, but it is very dangerous. So right now you've come to understand before some better I didn't papa mon penasem mon fanatics na den to nchen. The reason I mon penasem yina ide ada onye na okan Mompe.